Well, hey there, 501 students. Welcome to week 2. I thought I would give you a little bit of a tour of where I work at Hillbrook School and also talk about kind of the theme of week 2 and assignments coming up. So first off, this is the tech office. I try hard not to call it my office because I want it to be a more collaborative space. So there's some super cool like hanging stuff over there. Here is the desk I sometimes sit at. We have a couch, and are you ready for this? Here's the side of the chair. There's USB power and regular power. Really like it. Again, the goal is to make it more collaborative. One of the themes this week is looking at a 21st century education and 21st century school. And a big part of that is collaboration, right? We have those 4 C's. I might forget one, but let's go for it. Collaboration, creativity, communication, critical thinking. I think I got all 4 without repeating one. Nice, go me. Yeah, so lots of collaborative spaces, lots of ways for students to really dive in, a bunch of tools. So instead of like, hey, let's talk about coding, take those robots over there, let's actually code. So we're going to be talking a lot about, and you're going to be reading a lot about 21st century learning. If you've gotten your books, awesome. A couple of you have emailed me. You have not received your books yet. Let's head on outside. Just as soon as you get them, read up on it. If there's one you're missing, just Google the person, read about them. You tend to get a similar feel for where this person is heading by just reading what other people have written about them, by reading about what they've blogged about themselves. So a couple other things I'd love to highlight. So I'm at Hillbrook School. We're up in Los Gatos near San Jose. We have some bikes. So, trying to get faculty to be able to go around town without causing more traffic. And look at this, you ready? Just like the Google bikes, if you've ridden on one of those before. Although, there it is, backlit. So, a little tiny bit about Hillbrook School. This is our 81st year. We have not had iPads that whole time. That was funnier in my head. I apologize for that. But we have had this. So in World War II, as you recall, people were not super talking to each other. Japanese internment camps, things like that. So our students built this thing. They called it the Village of Friendly Relations. Probably not the name I would give it now, but they actually built a community. They physically built a community. They went to the bank and got a loan from the bank and built them. Is there a picture up there? Not handy. Of students actually climbing on top of these buildings and building them. So there's also our outdoor stage where we have all school. We call it flag because that's a flag. Yeah, so beautiful campus, 14 acres, just south of San Jose. So I think a lot of what you're going to be reading about, particularly with Tony Wagner, is about giving students opportunities to show their work, to show their learning, to show their thinking. The big shift that hopefully will come across in some of your reading and in the videos and in that e-lesson you're going to be doing, kind of a cheesy name but a cool activity, is that it's less about students knowing facts and memorizing facts. As it turns out, we have this thing called the internet. Right? You've heard of this? And it should completely change the way that we teach. And often it doesn't, for many reasons. Hopefully this course is going to help you kind of shift your thinking on that a little bit. So one thing that actually pops in mind, I'll throw the link in the announcement. Tony Wagner, super cool guy. I actually got to interview him. I was a guest host on the Bedley Brothers podcast, so I'll share that link. Yeah, Tony Wagner is a cool guy. Hey, you guys want a photo bomb? I'm recording a video for my grad students. Here are a couple of our 8th graders. They're just volleyballing. Is volleyballing a verb? I think it is.
Volleyball.
Awesome. You guys have anything to say about Hillbrook?
Is this for, who is this?
I love it.
Graduate students? Concordia University?
Oh, this is graduate students
Yeah.
of Hillbrook.
No. They're grad students, like
Oh.
teachers that already have their credentials and they're working on their masters.
Good job.
Any words of wisdom?
If
Stay
you're,
true to yourself.
if you're a teacher, if you ever be a teacher, make sure to bring candy for the kids.
All right,
They
awesome.
love that.
Makes the kids happy.
Happy Thursday. One of my favorite things, and you're seeing it right here with 8th graders, our students run everywhere. They run. It's the best. It's really cool. And as it turns out, sometimes they fall, and you know what? That's okay. So let's talk about what's going on this week. So assignment 1 is the library orientation. That's actually not until November 14th. So you're actually going to do assignment 2, and then assignment 3, and then assignment 1. So maybe George Lucas helped name these, you know, episodes 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, and then Rogue Nation is going to be like 3.5. So boys and girls, count for me: 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 3.5. What are your assignments for 501? I have assignment 2, assignment 3, assignment 1. That's what's going to be going on with that. So I talked a little bit about that e-lesson. You have a little bit of reading. Assignment number 2 is a collaborative research paper. We're a pretty small cohort right now, so that assignment is going to be probably just 2 groups. We'll talk about that. We probably will have already decided on Friday. I'm recording this Thursday, I'm going to post it Saturday, and we're meeting Friday, which, if you're watching this right away, was yesterday. Again, things not being in order quite so much. But let's talk a little bit about that assignment. So your first assignment that is due is assignment number 2. So it's going to be an APA formatted research paper. Strongly encourage you to do a little bit of digging about Tony Wagner. So his philosophy, his views, his thoughts on what 21st century learning should be. And we're already in this. I don't know why we're talking about it as though it's in the future. It is now. Use his thoughts for input for your research paper. That's going to be super big. As always, you're going to have a discussion post. So every week we have a discussion forum. Initial post is due on Thursday, and then reply to 2 classmates the following Sunday. That happens every week. So if you haven't done that yet, hop on that. I will remind you, or I will have reminded you, when we met on Friday. So yeah, we're gonna have a great course. Another thing that doesn't come up as much, so I'll talk about it more in the videos because it feels like it should fit, but it's not really in the course content, is how we connect. And I know it's in courses later on, but for sure I want to make sure you're at least introduced to the ideas about how are you a connected educator. So, you know, are you on Twitter or Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook or Pinterest or Google Plus as an educator trying to connect with other educators? So I'll share a few people to connect with and some interesting things going on as our course continues. So looking forward to week 2. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and happy week 2.